Hi guys, my name is Daniela and today I'm going to get rid of some books. So I'm going to talk about 10 books I no longer want on my shelf, and it is not because I think they are bad. I have different reasons which I will talk about in a second. So first I'm going to talk about books I got for free from book swaps. So I have High Fidelity by Nick Hornby. I really like Nick Hornby's books, but I'm not planning to reread them anytime soon, and this one is in Czech, so I definitely won't be rereading his books in Czech. Next I have The Mayor of Carterbridge by Thomas Hardy. I read Tess of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy and I quite liked it, apart from the fact that the story is extremely frustrating, but that's another story. I'm not interested so much in this one, and again it's in Czech, so getting rid of it. The next book is Unhaul by Jean-Paul Sartre, and this is a collection of philosophical, existential short stories, and I quite liked the lead one, the one that is called Unhaul, but I have no desire to read the rest of them, and the copy is really old and kind of ugly, so yeah, I don't want that anymore. Another one is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. I loved Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, and I also like this one, but yeah, old copy in Czech, I don't need it anymore. The next book is Wheels by Arthur Haley, and I like some of Haley's books like Hotel or Airport. The interesting thing about his books is that he always chooses a specific setting and then he really does his research, so it's interesting to read about the setting, like the airport for example. So this one is set in a car factory in Detroit, and I read that this one is probably his worst book, and I tried to read it and I didn't like what I read, so I DNF'd it, so I'm getting rid of it. And the last thing I got for free is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, and if you love this book then don't worry, I love it too. Well, I loved it when I read it in high school. I might reread Lolita one day, but this copy is in English, but somehow the print is like too bold and blurry and it's not in the best condition, so I will get rid of this, and maybe when I want to reread it I just borrow or buy a nicer copy. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about books I actually bought. They were usually for cheap. So the first thing I bought is Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell, and this one I got from a bookstore sale. The bookstore was closing and I was like desperately trying to find something remotely interesting in the English section, and this was the only thing I found, so the selection wasn't that great. And I haven't read anything by Elizabeth Gaskell and I'm not that interested in this one. The copy is quite nice, but I don't see myself reading it in the near future. Next I have It Can't Always Be Caviar by Johannes Mario Simmel. This is a German author I quite like. I read several of his books and it is light reading, but it is usually very entertaining and suspenseful, and this one is about a man who is really good at intrigues and he speaks several languages fluently, so all these secret services want him to work for them during World War II and after that, and I really enjoyed this book. I think I gave it 5 stars, but I'm not going to reread it, so off it goes. And lastly, I have 2 books I bought a very long time ago, in high school or in junior high, I can't remember, and these are like easy bilingual Czech English editions, so it's not the real thing. So I've got Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And I think I actually read this copy, but I want to read the real thing, so I don't need this anymore. And I listened to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but I was sick and kept falling asleep, so it was like a whole new level of surreal. So I want to reread Alice in Wonderland, and again, I don't need the easy version of it anymore. So one of these books I'm going to give to my friend, and the rest I'm donating to my library. So that's it. These are all the books I'm getting rid of right now. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Goodreads and Twitter, and talk to me in the comments. Tell me if you really loved The Mayor of Casterbridge or Cranford. I might be persuaded to read it. So I will see you soon. Bye!